Hey guys, obviously we're live. Some people don't realize it, but
Dude, you just messed up our intro.
I'm
Come
sorry.
on. Don't worry, don't worry. We all make mistakes. It just proves we're human and we're not actually robots.
Not bots.
We're not bots. We're real live boys.
boys, I'm a man. Sorry.
Hey guys, welcome back. Qatartainment here. We got the Geeky Umbriki, and we got Lodi One Kenobi, and of course Single QTR. So what we're gonna be talking about is what Ubisoft was showcasing during their live stream, which was called Ubi Forward. What was first announced before we go to the main game was an expansion for Valhalla.
It's not supposed to connect the dots. That's the whole purpose of this last DLC.
Exactly.
I mean, they can't go anywhere else, anyways, because
That's-
right after,
That's what's happening because Eivor is leaving England.
because right after England, basically, the Vikings died out because everywhere they went
Yeah,
and they conquered, Christianity came with them,
exactly.
and little by little, they were even converting themselves and all that kind of stuff, and then it went to all of Scandinavia and all that. So eventually, they were still Vikings, and there's some like Leaf. Leaf was still raiding. He had like 80 guys, and they would raid like twice a year. And then he ended up dying on a raid. That was basically the last one. So there's not much after where Valhalla takes place for the Vikings to do, because they basically went the way of the dodo, man.
It was true that the Vikings were one of the first people
Yeah,
who discovered America.
Yeah.
Before,
Not Columbus.
not Columbus.
Columbus never made it to America. Anyway, he only made it to South America.
The last chapter just basically speaks about Eivor's last adventure. They didn't reveal much. What's next is this Assassin's Creed Mirage, which
Oh.
really
Why not? It's the first time for the past 7 years that you're going back to the same formula.
I mean they're not making it the same way as Origins, Odyssey, or Valhalla.
The roots of
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed.
The Ezio trilogy. You're able to upgrade his armor, get new looks plus perks. All right, that's how you do it. Now we get to see Basim going from thief to, like you said, master assassin. Going back to the premise, I thought for honestly it's going to be in Persia. You know,
Isn't it Iraq?
It's in Baghdad,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
Baghdad and Iran. My mistake. Sorry, seriously, guys. Sorry. I thought it was going to go to Persia.
Old school Iraq was bustling and had amazing technology, and you know, they were pretty advanced, and so it could be, you know, it could make for, and then they had amazing, like, even up until we went over there so we could take all their oil and stuff, they had like Jewish and Muslim and Christians all living in the same neighborhood, getting along, all that kind of stuff, you know, so you can have lots of really rich storytelling in that environment.
There's still some progression in the way that your character works. Because that's the story of Basim, right? He gets sort of crazed as he progresses along.
Yeah,
Because Loki gets to take over his body.
which explains why he betrayed Eivor eventually in Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah.
We don't know like how crazed he became.
The thing I read said it was going to be more skill based. It's going to be like you learn the systems and that's it. There's no like, ooh, I got this new thing and all that kind of stuff.
Well, it would be cool. Did you see the trailer where he was a thief and he was trying to climb up? So he still doesn't have that skill. I would want to see my character progress that way. So as you move along,
So you want to play in years?
yeah, I want to play in years.
Yeah.
And then see how your character moves. You know, his ability increases when you keep on doing the same thing over and over. That your skill increases.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hoping that's
Or-
the same case like that.
So what else do we know about Mirage?
And they haven't said much. It's scant on details.
Yeah.
It's going back to the roots. It's a Middle Eastern setting.
Yeah.
And it's going to be more like an old school game.
So what's next?
Assassin's Creed Jade.
Oh,
What can you say about it?
Is that the China one?
That's the China one. That's the China one. And ironically, you're not going to play a Chinese. What they're going to do, they're going to give you the option making your own character. It's going to be a mobile game.
They're going all in on mobile games, dude. It's the biggest moneymaker in the world.
So it's set in the Qin Dynasty. Supposedly the Qin Dynasty is where they united all of China.
But I could see, you know, like maybe there's some people who are resisting the unification, so you need to go take this one out. Or this one is willing to do it, but we have to strike up a deal.
Do you think it's going to be hard to play? Considering that's going to be on mobile.
I don't think so. I mean, stuff is good enough now that other than your fingers being in the screen. But there's so many controllers that you can add that aren't that expensive anymore.
It's a good thing. It's a good entrance for people who haven't played Assassin's Creed before and only has mobile as sort of their console. Yeah, it's a good introduction.
Plus, it's a possible money saver.
You can be a Caucasian, 3rd century China. Live the
I mean,
dream.
that's not gonna look suspicious at all. And you're playing a stealth game. You play a Caucasian dude or dudette.
Just do your missions during the day.
Next one, Hexe.
Nobody knew anything. All they did was reveal the Assassin's Creed symbol made of wood and wheat.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably going back to paganism, and, all that stuff.
It looked like it was going to the horror genre.
Yeah,
but-
which it definitely could, because if you look at Thief, right?
Yeah.
Half of the Thief games have horror stuff in them, like in the forest and all that kind of stuff. And they weave in like the steampunk thing, so you could definitely weave in like some dark art stuff and everything. The time period this takes place in, it wasn't really about that. It was just like, if you weren't a Christian, we're going to kill you. We're going to call you a witch or a pagan or whatever.
It's going to be during the witch trials.
I mean, at that time, it was everywhere, dude. Anywhere
yeah.
Christianity was, they were murdering people. All you had to do was accuse somebody of it.
People know certain info.
She knows medicine. Got to be a witch.
So long as you're a pagan. If you look at the trailer, they showed this round thing with the pentagram. So somebody took the time and effort to translate what it means. So the round thingy at the outside, it mentions, "We work in the dark to serve the light." And then in the inner circle, "Mephisto, avenge our home." It's a curse, so it's witchcraft. Yeah, you're right. So it's mixing probably horror genre.
You can either be a witch turned to assassin or assassin turned witch.
Yeah.
The lead character could be a woman.
Yes.
Accused of
Yeah,
witchcraft.
she could probably use a bunch of stealth and use like
Potions, medicine.
potions, stuff like that.
If she was really a witch.
Poison blades,
Quote, unquote.
things like that.
Maybe.
But the thing is, paganism, like actual like paganism, Wiccan, all that kind of stuff, it's not like that. Like, it's just been villainized,
Yeah.
Like, even the symbol isn't even like a satanic symbol. They co-opted it.
If you follow the Assassin's Creed lore, there is a book which is sort of the book of knowledge, and it uses witchcraft in it. In the lore, the book is empty, but when you start looking at it, sort of it gives you knowledge. So I think that's what's going to happen. You have a book, and then there will be spells that you can use.
The title is not final yet, so they're still working on it.
Assassin's Creed Wuhan.
Ooh,
Your blades have code on it.
Oh no!
Blades that were not made in the lab, we assure you.
We have one more. Red. Man, your favorite. This is your alley.
I need a moment.
All right, next. I get to talk about swords.
But honestly, this game has been long awaited since
After the first one, dude.
after the first one, because you're talking about incorporating one of the main assassins in history, which are the ninjas, the primo assassins.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Did you know that the moment that Ghost of Tsushima came out, it was immediately compared to Assassin's Creed? They finally created a ninja-based, feudal Japan-based Assassin's Creed game.
I think they said, "Dang, we should have done that."
I read an article just today, Yakuza Ishin. Thanks to Ghost of Tsushima, the Japanese felt comfortable and confident that they can release this game and it would do well in the West. You want to get the feeling of assassinations. And the shinobi, their main weapons were, let's say, you got wakazashis, kodachis, which are a little longer. The katana, not exactly built for stealth.
Well, a lot of the weapons originated from like farm equipment and stuff, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The kunais and the shurikens, they're definitely going to
The
be...
shurikens.
Yeah, because we saw in Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 throwing daggers.
Yeah.
So they're definitely gonna bring that back. More than likely it's gonna be after the Meiji Restoration or before. So Bakumatsu, I'm really excited for it, really. I can imagine multiple timelines being used for this one. Either you wear armor or you wear shinobi clothes. Either one, it's gonna be epic.
They need to have at least one level where you have a dog as a throwback to Shadow Dancer. On the Genesis, it's a ninja game and you have a dog with you and you could sick it on the other ninjas and stuff.
I haven't played Sega Genesis.
You're disqualified from...
You're older than me. They're probably gonna use. I know it's either the team from Montreal or Quebec, from Ubisoft. That's doing this, and they're probably the same. The team that's developing Codename Red is the team that's developed Odyssey.
I'm sure they'll do fine, man. And I think they know the expectations are high.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Specifically that they have Ghost of Tsushima to compete with for honor. from the samurai faction wise.
Someone just asked what the store powered by Store 974 means.
If you guys shop at Store 974,
Oh, yeah,
there
there
are
you go.
several creators that we support. He's one of the ones who's very active. He's really good. Does a lot for the community and stuff. So when you go to the store, all right, and
I'm
you
honored.
go to buy your thing or whatever, you use his actual name, Sengoku QTR, and then you get 3% off your purchase. And then he gets 3% in his store credit, which he can use to do things like buying microphones for the podcast.
Our next podcasts are going to be like
Comic books that you've never heard of that you should be reading. So I've sent them these comics, and then we'll talk about them next week. We won't spoil the endings, but there'll definitely be stuff that you want to check out. So
I'm your host, Sengo QTR,
Lodi-wan Kenobi.
and Anagiki Amriki.
and we're signing off. See you next episode of the Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Qatartainment. Ciao.
Hopefully 7.
Sayonara.